we have the Alienware Area 51M laptop. This is a brand new laptop for Dell, and it's a desktop replacement. And some of the parts we're going to talk about here, they're all desktop level parts. So this is a 17-inch laptop. As you can see, it comes in this kind of soft gray color that they're calling Lunar Light. And the other color it's going to come in is called the dark side of the moon. And as you might guess, it's very black. This is what the outside looks like. I would love to give you a quick look at the inside. This is the magnesium alloy chassis. We rarely get to see these shells. I love it when we can. So this is magnesium. It's really strong, but also really light.
Does add a little bit more cost.
Does add a little bit more cost. This is not going to be a cheap machine. Are you kidding? All desktop parts.
This is the flagship.
But this is the flagship, and this is, this is not a name that they've used for a long time. Dell provided this amazing blowout of the machine. Up here you can see the two colors, the lunar light and the dark side of the moon. But look here at this. Here you can see the honeycomb venting they have on the bottom of the laptop. They use this honeycomb pattern because it's very durable, even though it's very open.
You can show that on the, why don't you flip that one upside down?
Oh yeah, sure, I'd be happy to. Look at that. I mean, it's also really attractive. You can see all the venting there. There are also vents on the sides here.
A lot of ventilation.
There's a lot of ventilation, and you can see up here the fan structure with all the copper heat pipes and the heat going out. These are the back vents and these are the side vents. So there is a lot of thermal control going on here. Of course, with these really hot parts, you have to have that. Let's move over a bit to the motherboard. There you can see the desktop CPU. We've got 4 SODIMMs, and look at these big cutouts here. These cutouts allow you to customize the graphics as well as the storage in the system. And let's go up to the under panel. As you can see here, these are all openings for upgrading certain modules on the laptop. And what's really cool, and I don't know if, Dan, if you have enough light to see, they've actually put in little guides to tell you which screws go in which holes, and they've labeled all the doors and everything so you know where everything goes. I mean, for someone who's taken apart any piece of any computer and having to protect all the screws, this sort of guidance is invaluable. I mean, it's just, that's what makes these flagship machines so beautiful. So let's go back to it again.
Yeah, what are some of the specs?
Yeah, some of the specs. These are going to have desktop parts, I believe, Core i9 CPUs, and also desktop GTX, RTX 2080 GPUs. I have my hand here on the keyboard, which is an LED RGB backlit keyboard. As you can see, it's got all the lights here. We have Tobii eye tracking going along here. Tobii eye tracking is still a little new, but it's becoming a big deal in esports. So you're going to see that on a lot of gaming laptops. They also managed to squeeze in a little camera at the top. And then, of course, we have the 17-inch panel in between. And I believe it's a 144 hertz panel.
We'll double check that.
But we'll double check that. Let's take a look at
People may have gotten a glimpse because there's something kind of crazy on the new design style.
There is. I'm going to roll over to the side just so you can take a look at the ports. Of course, it has every port you could possibly want. But look at this back here. I wonder if we can get this to light up.
I think if you open it up.
I have to open it. So, this is a lighting scheme. Dell's calling it the Stadium Loop. It will pulsate in the same lights that you have on your keyboard going on at the time. Obviously within this you have the vents, some more ports, your power port. This is a really distinctive and eye-catching aspect of the design that people are going to be able to see from across the room at your LAN party.
And even though you can install your own, or upgrade your GPU later, there is a port, the Alienware.
Yes, there is a port for an eGPU to connect it to if you wish. Let's see.
Alienware's proprietary port.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. Here you have the Area 51 on the cover. I'm going to show the ports on the other side.
Yeah, not super port heavy.
No, but they've got some on the back. They've got some on the side. Here you can see the side vents. It's part of the thermals. I can't remember how much this weighs, but I do know that using the full magnesium alloy chassis allowed them to shave off a fair amount of weight. So even though this is a full desktop replacement laptop, I'm not going like, oh my God, this is actually not too heavy.
Tell me about this new look.
So this new look, Dell is calling Legend, and it's going to be phased in starting with the Area 51M, but moving into other products over the course of the year. You're going to see here a few more curves, subtler lines, getting away from the bristly black look, and something a little more minimalist and cool. You see things like the stadium loop in the back of the laptop, things that are...
Show it off one more time.
Yeah, I definitely want to show that off one more time.
But people should be expecting this to be the new style of Alienware.
Yes, going forward. But this is the first one. This is being announced at CES. We don't have a price for it yet, but given that it has all these premium products, it's not going to be cheap, but it is going to be gorgeous.